Ah yes, Katherine Classic, now out on PC. It's been out for a little more than a week. It's been a while.
Enjoy our story by taking control of our tormented main character and leading him to freedom.
I once did a full playthrough of this game on this channel, back when things weren't nearly as pretty or nice sounding as they are now, as well as the fact that I'm a lot better at this job now than I was then. So when I did that full playthrough, it was a completely blind run to the game.
Continue. Start the story from the beginning.
I had never once played Katherine before, and it was certainly an experience, very, very blind, so you can check that out if you want, if you can put up with the crappy video and audio quality. But now we got this nice PC version, which is oddly enough ahead of the remaster that's coming out next month in Japan, Katherine Full Body. Well, I've also played a little bit of Full Body, the demo that's out on Japanese PSN. And the weird thing is that the two versions have their own strengths and weaknesses. I will say that I don't appreciate the upgrades in terms of visual quality that Atlus Japan has put in Full Body. I don't think they went far enough. Like every other PS4 game Atlus has made so far, they have not supported PS4 Pro, so that game just runs at 1080, so having a really nice preserved version of the original game that runs in 4K and I can play it 60 frames per second is pretty darn nice, though I've read that this PC port has its own shortcomings and corner cutting as well. It's not a perfect port by any means, but why don't we take a little look at it. I'm going to start the game up at normal. If you've never played Katherine before, if you're thinking of getting into it this year because of either this version or Full Body when that comes out in the West later this year, I'd honestly recommend playing this game on easy for your first time because this game's pretty damn tough. I have a little bit of experience. My brain still kind of understands the puzzles. I gave the first couple of nights a go around about a week ago, so let's check that out on normal. This mode is for experienced players. Is it okay to start?
Now, grab a snack and enjoy the strange tale of Katherine.
I love it. This game is so good. It is so good. It's one of the games that I think has aged really, really well. For one, coming out on PlayStation 3 in 2011, its visual style obviously holds up really, really well. This is proto Persona 5. If somehow you never played this game and you didn't know that, this game is essentially P5's tech demo. Not in terms of engine, the original game runs on Gamebryo, though Full Body is on the Persona 5 engine. But this is Atlus's test run to essentially learn how to make HD games that were at a higher resolution, widescreen aspect ratio, larger character models, all that good stuff. And somewhere, because there's been like a bazillion interviews over the years. Aw, what's up, Trish?
Awaits you. Good evening. Welcome to the Golden Playhouse. Your guide for the night is me, the Midnight Venus, Trisha. Have you heard about this scary rumor? They say if you fall in a dream and don't wake up before you land, you die in real life. Tonight's story is Katherine, an unconventional romantic horror. A man with a certain curse has a terrifying week. Our hero in this story is Vincent Brooks, age 32. He's an earnest and kind man. But one day, we begin to see him have terrifying nightmares. On top of that, a torrent of sweet seduction swoops down upon him. What a playboy, huh? Will he be able to overcome all the blocks in his life?
Get it?
His outcome? Depends on you, viewers. Sorry to keep you waiting. Raise the curtains. Now enjoy the show. Until we meet again.
Oh, isn't Trisha like just the coolest? So yes, this game is proto P5, at least in terms of art direction, the character designs, learning how to make it all look nice and pretty. There are a lot of similarities if you've never played this.
Hey, where'd you go? Snap out of it.
Same animation
Were
studio.
you even listening?
Sure.
You know, you've been a little out of it lately. Is everything all right? You've been spacing out left and right.
Oh, sorry. I had to work early this morning.
Oh, this is great opening. This song, its lyrics actually, which is not surprisingly a combination of Japanese and English. The lyrics themselves are actually written by Katsura Hashino, the director of the game, the director of Persona 3, 4, and 5 as well. So, there are a ton of interviews that have been given out over the years to Japanese media by Hashino and other people on his team relating to all sorts of things that they made over the years for Persona 3, Persona 4, Persona 5, this game. And somewhere in there, there's an interview about how one of the main goals of Katherine was simply learning how to adapt Soejima, the art director for this game, as well as P3, P4, P5, taking his art style and adapting it to this kind of hardware, to what at the time was modern hardware, HD hardware, the first HD generation, PS3 and 360, which this game launched on, both consoles. And it was a big learning curve for them because Atlus was really slow to adopt new things. Remember, they stayed on the PlayStation 2 all the way through 2008 when Persona 4 came out. And even beyond that, they were making a lot of handheld games, a lot of DS games. They jumped in on the 3DS. So the whole HD concept was really slow going. There was this game in 2011. Technically, the next one that they made was Tokyo Mirage Sessions, which came out at the end of, 2015 for Japan? Then finally Persona 5 in 2016.
Help me! Is anyone out there?
Hurry up and climb.
Who are you? Where is this place?
Save your breath and start climbing. If you fall, you're dead.
I'll die. You fucking serious?
The bottom of the stage is falling. Use the directional pad to move and climb.
Unfortunately, that should be a PlayStation controller. I am using a DualShock 4 officially as well through Steam support. I think other prompts will denote PlayStation. Like, yeah, look, I got the share and option buttons down there on the bottom left corner. So yes, Katherine is a puzzle game, if somehow you didn't know that either.
You can climb one block at a time, right?
How am I supposed to move these things?
Press the A button to grab the block.
That's an X, or cross if you're fancy.
While holding the block, use the directional pad to push or pull it. You can also undo your last move by pressing back.
Or share.
Use it to give yourself a second chance.
There you go, push the block. Let me go get that pillow. That's an extra life, that's a one-man.
Finding and picking up
See?
a stick pillow will grant you an additional container. If you see one, make an effort to get it. It'll be worth the effort.
Alright, I got it.
The audio mixing's not fantastic. I don't know if that's a knock on this port or if it was always like that. I cannot remember.
Don't just push blocks around without thinking about it. They'll collapse, and you can put yourself into an impossible situation.
Collapse?
Moving blocks around carelessly can make things more difficult for you. First, try pulling a block to make some footing.
Edge. Alright.
Oh, I want that money. Give me the money.
Alright, I got it.
This is very important, so make sure you remember what I'm going to tell you.
What is it?
These blocks aren't normal. They'll lock into place and support your weight, even if they're only touching by their edges.
What's that supposed to mean, they connect at the edges?
Even if a block has nothing directly under it, as long as it's touching an edge of another block, it won't fall down. The edges glow bluish-white when making a connection. Try it for yourself.
That's a thing I can do. Speaking of Edge, I don't mean WWE Hall of Famer Edge. Oh, I screwed this up. I should have. Let me try this. I want those coins. One of the nice things coming in Katherine full body from the demo I played, I'm sure that they probably detailed it way beforehand, But there have been some really cool quality of life
See how the
changes.
edges connect?
Doesn't make any sense. How is it not falling? I mean, what about gravity?
Don't think about it. Just use it to your advantage. They won't fall, so make stairs with them.
Shut up, stop
Just
thinking
get
about it.
used to
Quickly making stairs is the core of successfully scaling the tower. Use the edges to create stairways.
That's a thing I can do. It's a thing I've done many times.
I got it.
Hey, I did it.
Where is this? What is this ringing?
As you near the top, you will hear a bell ringing. The exit is near. Hurry.
Anyway, good luck. If we both make it out of here alive, we'll meet again.
Hey, wait a sec.
I just, I didn't need to do that right away. Push. Get me some coins. Yeah, I made it.
I can get out through here?
Oh, shit.
Great escape. You survived. So you get your points tallied up. Your safety bonuses depending on how quickly you went up the tower, how much was left before it collapsed. Plus your difficulty multiplier, all the coins you collected. I think gold's the top you can get. I don't think there's like a platinum or anything. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just so crap I've never seen it. Space tourism! I love it. This game loves space.
Oh, what a terrible dream. Hello? Yeah. I'll be in today's code review meeting. Really? No, I'm just a little under the weather. No, it's okay. I'll be right there. Yeah. Sorry.
Good old Vincent. Vincent's your typical early 30s non-married guy, though in a very long-term committed relationship.
So are you getting anything extra for this?
With Katherine here. Katherine with a
For all
K.
this overtime you're doing.
Not this time.
This time, do you usually get overtime pay?
Well, no, but...
So you don't get anything. Here, 2 sugars.
Hey, Katherine. Have you ever had a dream where you died?
You mean like where you're in danger?
No, where you actually die. You're being killed or something.
No, I usually do the killing in my dreams.
Huh? Well, that sounds like you.
Ants.
What's that supposed to mean?
Ants are a motif.
Hey, how many years have we been together?
Huh? Oh man, how long has it been? It's been so long I can't remember. How many years?
I'm asking you. It's just, my mother's been calling me up and asking how we're doing.
Oh.
She's worried about me. She knows I've got a career that keeps me busy, but...
Yeah.
I mean, it's easy to keep things like they are now, but...
I don't know. Sometimes easy's best, right? I mean, who knows what'll happen in the future?
I suppose.
Real smooth, Vince.
And in other news, we have more on the recent string of unexplained deaths that seem to be exclusively involving young men. Cause of death is unknown, and while police are investigating accidental causes, foul play has apparently not been ruled out.
Hey, change it! The match is on!
Said that attempts are being made to
Two beers over here.
Coming!
Catherine keeps telling me how her mother is constantly calling her. She says she's not worried about it,
Feather's
though.
totally gonna take it, right, Vinny?
And what do you think?
So, who are you betting on? Come on, pick one.
You kidding? Women's wrestling? What I know.
Sounds to me like she finally wants you to tie the knot.
You think so too?
What else could it mean? I've known you since we were kids, but wow, you married, huh?
Hey, nothing's set in stone yet.
What, you don't want to marry your girlfriend?
It's not that. I love her, but I don't think we need to run out and get married. You know, it's like we're comfortable where we are.
Are you?
Yeah, that's what she said. Her job's always most important to her. I mean, you know she's always been the ambitious type, right?
It doesn't mean she'll always be like that.
That's not what I mean. Besides, you're single too.
Hey, I'm still looking for my soulmate. I'm not like you. I've already told my girl that I'm not interested in marrying her.
What if you never meet your soulmate?
Then I'll never get married. So what?
That sounds just like you, Chief.
Anyway, did you hear about Paul? He's dead.
Paul? Wait, that Paul? He's dead?
Yeah, I heard he just got divorced, but he looked healthy. It's a complete shock.
What happened to him? An accident?
I don't know. Apparently his mother just found him dead in his room this morning.
This morning? Wait, you mean...
Yeah, the mystery death on the news? That was him.
Holy shit, no way!
Maybe we'll all wind up dead tomorrow too.
Shut the hell up.
Man, I hate the news. They're always trying to push their agenda for ratings.
Toby, you are really easy to mess with.
Well, speaking of crazy stuff, this morning, I pissed the bed for the first time since grade school.
What? Oh, that's messed up, man.
I had a really scary dream, but I don't remember what it was about.
Oh, man. How old are you?
32.
I know that.
You know, I don't think I need to hear this.
Shut up. I was really fucking scared, all right? Oh, where you guys going? Stick around. I don't want to go home just yet.
So, why don't you have Katherine meet you here?
No, I just saw her today. Besides, she'd get mad at me if I told her.
Ah, jeez. What does she see in this poor fool? Sorry, but I gotta be in early tomorrow. Don't drink too much, okay?
All right, take care, Vince. See you later.
So you'll notice that the bar, the stray sheep, a little on the nose, but I love it. There are some resemblances between the design of the stray sheep and LeBlanc.
You can check your text messages and save. You could even reply to some messages. Be sure to read them when they come.
So you get messages throughout the game and your very late 2000s-esque Japanese flip phone, which by no means will look outdated when Full Body comes out this year. From Katherine, checking in. Like I said, I'm having dinner with some old friends. It's surprising, most of them are already married, and almost half of them have kids. They're all showing off pictures of their families, and it makes me feel left out. Maybe it's time for us to get out of our comfort zone too. So you could choose not to reply at all, but what's the fun in that? So, you could cycle through some options of how to reply. Does it bother you? Excuse me, I need to remember how to do this. So, after you hit enter, if you erase, it'll do a different one the second time, right? Yeah, here you go. You're overthinking it?
Nah.
Sorry, can't think right now.
No.
So you have those three options.
Nah.
Let's go with, does it bother you? I worry about it too sometimes.
No.
We should work at our own pace. Is this some kind of test?
Nah.
Let's go with that. Maybe we should talk about this.
No.
We don't need to be constantly comparing ourselves to others. Maybe we should talk about this. So 2 options. Good night.
Nah.
Drive home safe, okay?
No.
I don't know. Good night with an exclamation point feels like a little patronizing. So let's send that. And there's your meter. Now, that was very fast, wasn't it? They put a little meter there. It's got like a couple of babies with wings. It's red and blue. And like that, it's gone. I love this game's meter. Because when it pops up, like it just did, because it's so fast and because the movement on the dial and the arrows kind of unclear, and it's like that on purpose. So there is sort of a morality meter, but it's not necessarily your morality. It's a lot of things. It's all the decisions you make and what they ultimately mean. What those two opposing sides represent is a mystery, and how much you're affecting things, or even what your choices are actually, you know, leaning towards, is meant to kind of be like obfuscated a little bit. They want to kind of keep you guessing. It's really fun. Replying to text messages. Well, I just explained that. And to all customers from Creo's phone. That's just about how you'll get text sometimes. You can see what you've sent. I don't remember what awards are. Diary. Oh, this is just your save data. Sure, why not? Doesn't hurt.
When certain words and
There you go.
actions change Vincent's inner ideas, a meter will be shown. Vincent's words and actions will affect the story. Remember it.
So if I remember correctly, I want to say Katherine Classic has 8 total endings.
Marriage, huh? Figured this would happen eventually, but just change jobs. I don't want to give her trouble.
Got mail.
Spam?
So I say 8 endings. Hopefully that's the correct number. But it's really 3 endings. There's 2 endings plus a 3rd ending. And the first 2 endings essentially have 3 variations. Kind of like a low, a medium, and a high. But they represent the same thing. So you have kind of like the 3 ways you can go. And the meter represents that a little bit. No idea how full body's going to change that. I imagine drastically, perhaps? I have no idea how exactly full body's going to fit its new content into this game's pre-existing structure. It's going to be very fun to find out. We got spam from the Midnight Venus. It's just telling you about your progress and how well you played the previous night's stage.
Bringing up her parents out of the blue? It's not like her.
You got mail.
Reply from Katherine. Are you out drinking at the Stray Sheep again? You know you have work tomorrow. Jeez, take it easy, okay? Guilty as charged. No, I'm not there. You can lie. You don't own me. Let's go with that. I'll make sure I don't drink enough to get a hangover. I'll be okay. I'm sticking to Cuba Libres.
Nah.
Let's go with that. Take care of yourself.
No.
Good night, Katherine.
Nah.
Let's go with that.
Alright.
It's so fast. I love it. Now, granted, if you really, really know what you're doing and you're very experienced at this game, and you kind of know where every little dialogue choice and every option you get will, you know, send you, then it'll start becoming a little bit more obvious where your arrow on that meter is.
I don't know. I just don't feel like going home today.
More message. No, it's a call from Katherine. I believe had I not gone the direction I had in those replies that she wouldn't call. I think anyway. You sort of earned this call.
It's me.
Yeah, what's up?
I wanted to apologize for cutting our meeting short this morning.
I remember this. I don't like this reply. It's like, oh, that, but that's like a dismissive response. So you want to go, well, if you want to please her, you go with the second one.
I don't mind. You had to meet with a friend, right?
Yeah. Oh, it was a woman, just so you know. I think you knew her in high school?
It's okay. What's wrong?
Oh, nothing. You have to go to work early tomorrow, right? Don't stay up too late. Good night.
It's late.
So I believe this first night of the game, you may not get the option to move around in the stray sheep too much, so we probably won't see that in this video. But eventually later in the game, you get that option to get up from your seat, talk to the other patrons, get to know them a little bit. And the movement around, like the stray sheep, just the way Vincent walks and kind of the shape of the place, all that, that's where the similarities to LeBlanc really kind of shine.
Hi, excuse me. Mind if I sit here?
No, I do not, Laura Bailey. Uh-oh, Vincent. What are you doing? What are you doing over there, my friend? Well, it's the entire concept of this game now, isn't it? I've entered the nightmare.
Ah, it's you. What are you waiting for?
Stage 2, Prison of Despair, first floor.
Where am I? Last night's dream? Again? The hell? I was at the bar and this girl came in and then... Damn it, I can't remember. What's going on?
Well, you were pretty drunk, Vince.
You the new guy from last night?
Voice. You're that guy from yesterday.
Listen, watch out for the cracked blocks. They'll break after you step on them.
Really?
There are several types of blocks, such as cracked blocks and heavy blocks. Whenever you see a new block, proceed with caution.
Crack blocks, pretty easy to understand. Push this over. I'm very wary to say anything because, man, they love to interrupt you with tutorial stuff like this.
You hang from blocks, right? It's a really useful technique.
If there's nothing to stand on when you pull a block out, you'll hang from the edge. If you try to move to a space without a block, you'll hang as well. Try it out.
And you can use it to your advantage.
You can move around. It's a useful way to maneuver.
Yeah. Like this.
All right, I got it.
Alright, I got it. I love Vincent.
All right, I got it.
Put that there.
If you can't see ahead of you, try looking around. You might find an easy path up.
Use the right stick to look around. If you're stuck, take a look around before moving on.
So just look up. Let's see. Those are kind of like the lowest points.
I got it.
Let me try something like this. Bit of a long stair, but that's okay. Whoops. We're already at the top.
You can also push rows of blocks all at once, too.
Rows of blocks can be pushed together. There's no limit to how many blocks you can move at one time.
Like that. I was supposed to move it over one more. Put that there.
When you touch a checkpoint, you will start from there if you need to retry. If you come across one, be sure to tag it.
I know, Sojiro. Calm down. And just grab that.
All right, I got it.
You've come pretty far. Good job. I'll see you at the landing. Everybody else is there too.
Who's everyone?
All right, I got it.
Let's see. Ooh, this one's gonna be a little complicated. Just move this here. There you go.
I made it!
Now, unlike the tutorial night, well, we're still kind of in tutorial, but this night has multiple stages to get through before you survive. Hey, another gold.
Not bad.
It gets much harder. In fact, I went through like this first night last week, and boy was the boss fight tough.
Looks like you survived.
Who are you? A sheep?
Do I look like a sheep? You're the sheep. Everybody here's a sheep but me.
Recognize that voice? Who are you? Where the hell is this place?
Wish I knew. One thing's for certain, though. If we don't run, we're going to be killed.
Killed?
If you see this place once, it's all over. You'll keep coming back every night.
Every night? You're kidding me.
We all have the same fate here. If you don't want to die, you've got to climb.
So if I climb, I'll be saved?
There's no guarantee. Take a look at that. See that bell? It's like a church or something.
Church?
If we can reach the top, there may be a way to escape.
So there is a way out.
Like I said, there's no guarantee. But we've got to believe. It keeps us sane. Those who panic die first.
Quit with all the dying stuff. I'll do whatever you say. Just help me.
Look, from here on out, I'm afraid you're on your own. I'm going now.
No, wait.
You hurry too.
Hey! Can't be serious.
On the landings, you can save your progress and talk with the other sheep. Go on, talk to them.
Or not. I could always just choose not to do that. And yeah, you can save here in the landings. And you can talk to the other sheep. Sometimes they'll tell you some really good stuff. Most of them just have fodder to talk about. Eventually, a guy shows up who sells some items, but we haven't even seen items yet.
I'll have to use that next time.
They're these guys.
Maybe this will be useful. I'll have to use that next time.
So the more unique sheep that have obvious clothes on and whatnot, they can help you out. For one, maybe you can meet them somewhere outside of the dream. But number two, they typically share cool techniques with you about how to climb the tower. That can be very helpful. But I don't need that. Let's sit in the confessional.
Welcome to the confessional. It seems a new lamb has appeared.
Alright, chill out, Yuri.
This is the world of nightmares. You are the lambs who have been chosen. You'll all be dead soon.
What? Don't be ridiculous.
But before I kill you, I want to determine your life's worth. So, I'll have you answer my question.
Damn it, what is this?
Question 1. Is marriage the point where life begins or ends? Pull the rope with the answer that best matches your true feelings.
Oh, answer honestly. So here's another fun feature about this game. They poll you, and believe me, it matters in more ways than one. Obviously, it's going to affect your morality meter. Not that I'm going to tell the truth while you're watching. Did you watch? Did you see it?
It's your choice? I guess everybody's different.
Hey, who are you? Are you doing all this?
No, I merely watch over the sheep. Someone else dropped you here. Someone in the real world wanted you to be dropped here and wanted you to die. It's someone you know. If you want the truth, you'll have to survive. But since you seek survival, I will take you to the next trial.
That classic Japanese game technique of pointing out really important details by highlighting the text. Gotta love it. So here's a real fun bit. Receiving results. Other players answered, so yes, it does actually pull you. As long as you're online, it'll show how everyone else responds, and specifically it's their first time data, because obviously if you go through the game more times, you can game your answers depending on what ending you want to get. So if you play Katherine, you should always try to answer honestly your first time through the game and get whatever ending that you may end up with. I believe the servers are still up for the PS3 360 versions. That feature was in those too. And if you're offline, I think it shows you like pre-poll data that I think Atlus gathered in Japan before release or something.
Still more?
Commencing Area 2. Are you ready?
I am ready. I want those coins.
Right, I got it. Are you getting the hang of this?
How the fuck am I supposed to get the hang of this?
I thought he wasn't going to help us anymore. Well, that guy's dead.
Hey, don't run off ahead. Help me!
Sorry, man, but I'm not going to die helping you. I've got to climb too. Oh yeah, as you climb, you'll run into strange items.
Strange items? I don't know what you're talking about. I'll try to remember it for later.
You can pick up items by touching them. Remember, you can only hold one at a time. Press X to use it.
Or square.
You probably can't hold many, but you should hang on to one, just in case.
I'll be taking that. It's really bothersome that they didn't bother to, you know, get the alternative voiceover in so that, you know, when you're playing with the PlayStation controller, it switches over to the dialogue relevant to the PS3 version.
Yeah, what are these?
I don't really know, but the amount you get depends on how fast you climb. If you're looking to collect a lot of them, keep that in mind.
Your score is measured in Enigma coins. As you climb up each new step, more coins will be added to your score. Use these coins to purchase items on the landings between stages. Your score is also used as a condition for unlocking additional game features. The faster you climb, the more bonus coins you will earn. If you want more coins, climb faster and aim for a high score.
All right, I got it.
Take this. So you can, yeah, the other sheep actually are enemies on the way up. You can totally fight them, and they can block your progress like assholes. Take that. I'm surprised it didn't actually explain that.
One more thing I forgot to mention.
Are you serious?
If you are crushed by a block, the game will end. Watch out for wobbling blocks.
Got it. I just push this here. Not there. Get out of here.
I've seen others here and there. The fighting's gonna start getting fierce.
You mean the other guys climbing with me? They're in my way!
They're all trying to climb, like you. This is a dog-eat-dog world. There's no time for courtesy. Anyway, no matter what pops up, stay calm and keep climbing.
Two creatures cannot stand on a block at the same time. Sometimes sheep will get in your way as they try and climb to the top. To move a sheep out of your way, move up against him and shove him.
All right, I got it.
Wouldn't it be a sheep eat sheep world? I can't remember whether or not you can straight up kill sheep. Well, there is a weapon that removes enemies, so I guess that's technically murder. Whoops, that's not what I want. Trying to, there we go.
I see you're still alive and kicking.
What the hell is this place? How high does this damn thing go?
I don't know. I wish I did.
The map on the left side of the screen shows you how far you are from the goal. Stages vary in length, so be mindful of your progress.
All right, I got it.
Well, that's not gonna work. Unless I do... No, that still doesn't work. But there's the solution up there. See if I can use this extra block to my advantage. Sure, I'll grab that. Oops. Oh, there we go. Trying to do that. There we are.
I made it!
I made it!
Here I go.
Let's see what score I got. Feeling okay. But beating that boss fight's not gonna be easy. Maybe a silver.
You
Ooh.
survived. Impressive.
I wonder if 25,000 was like the exact threshold for that.
It's you. Looks like you're still alive.
Is that you? You're safe too.
Barely. Still. How many people died trying to come here?
People? I don't...
Listen. Here, you see everybody else as sheep. But all these sheep, they're really human. There's got to be some reason why we were all brought here.
What reason could there be? Why do we have to suffer like this?
Who knows? But I do have an idea.
An idea?
Let's stop the speculation. It's just going to confuse us more. You should think of what to do next. I'm hearing rumors of something big coming soon. You be careful now.
Something big?
Still, you're really getting the hang of things. There's nothing more I can teach you.
That can't be true. Come on, you gotta have something you can tell me.
If we're lucky, we'll meet again.
Hey, wait! Right.
While on landings, you can learn techniques to help you climb higher. Crawling around blindly won't help you escape. There is valuable information to be found, and you can only find it here.
Helpful. But I don't need it. I'm so good that I'm just gonna go straight to freedom.
Hey.
I told you.
Oh, I forgot you could interact with this.
You're here, Lost Lamb. You'll be answering another of my questions.
Alright, I've had enough of this.
A man's worth can't be measured by a single question.
This is the second question. Honestly, are romance and marriage just annoyances to think about?
So I believe starting with the second question, oh, I hate that phrasing, I love it.
Which one?
I believe starting with the second question, there's a, like, randomness to it a little bit.
This one?
There are multiple questions in the game, I believe, and I don't think it's, you know, set that you're always going to get the same ones for a lot of them.
Oh, no.
Some of them are set, especially some of the ones much later in the game. But I believe a lot of it in the middle is actually kind of like on a rotating basis. So what I get might not be what you get. Is romance annoying? I don't want to say I love it, but it's not annoying either.
So that's your answer.
Oh, shut up, Yuri.
I'll answer your question this time, little lost lamb. This entire place is an immense sanctuary. There are 8 floors. This is the second night, and only the second floor.
Wait, does that mean there's an end to this? If I can get to the end, I don't have to die?
Don't get your hopes up. You'll never be able to reach the pinnacle. Anyway, listen. I hear the sounds of your night terrors approaching. Are you ready?
I don't like that laugh. Just what the hell's going on here?
Sending my answer. Like the little booth just rockets off into space. See how everyone else answered. Probably with I love it. Aw, yeah. More than 75%. Now some of these questions can get pretty tough. And then you start going down like right in the middle. However, there is a unique challenge or problem with the PC version.
You won't escape.
Here's your boss.
What? That voice. Where have I?
This is gonna be hard. My perfect streak's about to end.
What the fuck is this? Katherine?
So I'll try to explain that last thought I had. While doing this, I'm already fucking up. But one of the challenges about like the data with the PC version might be that, you know, because the game's kind of, you know, been around for a while, and there are a lot of people who are, like me, buying the game, replaying it after having played the console versions years ago. Some of the answers might not be like wholly honest, and it might just be people playing their first PC run, going for a certain ending, etc. Oh, I didn't do it in time. I screwed up. I'm dead. I'm 100% dead because I did not use that item the way I was supposed to use it. I was supposed to make all the blocks normal before grabbing the create a block. So let's see, just grab these, grab this. So you'll see exactly why I consider this stage to be so hard, at least on normal. You play it on easy, it's not going to be so bad. I have never even once played this game on hard. I can't even begin to imagine just how tough it really is. Let's see, so I actually want that. Do that. That makes the blocks hard. The brown type. That makes them heavier and they are harder to pull. You can still do it, but it makes it a lot slower. However, the brown blocks with like the faces on them, the like lion heads or something, those cannot be moved. One of the cool quality of life improvements that's coming in full body I saw in the demo is it's a lot more clear what you can and cannot like reach around to, what you can like edge on. So like when you hang in full body, every reachable surface will turn blue. It'll like glow the way the edge color glows, that blue glow. So you'll immediately know the second you start hanging on a block, like, oh, I can actually reach that block from where I'm at. And it really helps, especially when you know, you're facing like way more pressure, and it's a lot less clear exactly where it is you're supposed to be going. Oh, what do you know? I did it. I crushed it, actually. That was pretty good. I'm really impressed I did that well while talking. Maybe that helped. Maybe turning my brain off actually helped a little bit. Oh, the God Beam.
Is it gone? I'm saved, right? Yeah!
Let that be a gold. Come on. But you can see that even though I played really well, it was still a fairly close call. I did not get that big of a safety bonus.
Congratulations.
Hey, alright.
Your escape from the prison of despair was perfection indeed.
I'm very proud of myself. I did pretty darn good in this quick look. All golds. Well, here's the premise of the game. The start of the second day. Way to go, Vincent. So that's it for Katherine Classic on PC. It's only $20. I know some sites have been selling, you know, keys that a little cheaper than that, like, you know, 15, 16 bucks. I think it's overall a really solid port from what I've played. There's, like I said, there's some shortcomings with it. I know that some people have been mining it to see exactly how the port was made, and it's not necessarily perfect or anything like that. But overall, I think it's really solid. It's cheap. I know, like, Steam, a lot of PC users complained of, like, why is it this full body, etc., etc., etc. It's like, hey, it's a $20 game. You don't gotta buy it. It's cool that the original version of the game is preserved right now, in case, you know, people don't like full body as much. Who knows? You never know. But speaking of full body, hopefully later this year, that I'm sure Atlus USA will get around to announcing that sometime in the spring or summer. When that comes out, I actually plan to do a new full run of it. I'm going to try to stay clean on Katherine full body when it comes out in Japan next month, so that I don't know necessarily what all the new content is and all the changes. And I'd like to do a cool new full run of it. I'm really looking forward to that game. It's one of my most anticipated titles of the year. Anyway, that does it for now. See you guys in the next one. Yo, you made the cancel the sheet. 1, 2, 3, get sucked in my sheets. これは現実、それか dream。混ざるミックスと濃厚なクリーン。つながる仕組みは変と変。人との関係はエンドエン。原点とゴー結ぶ点と点。あとはセンスで決まる運命。